Election Commission of India once again in political crosshairs ahead of Delhi elections. Arvind Kejriwal accuses BJP of trying to cut votes with help of Election Commission.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी दिल्ली में बड़े स्तर के ऊपर वोट कटवाने के लिए इलेक्शन कमीशन में एप्लीकेशन दायर कर रही है। इनमें एप्लीकेशंस में ये कहा गया है कि ये 11,018 लोग या तो शिफ्ट हो गए हैं या मर गए हैं।
Cutting names from voter list from his constituency was also claimed by Nitin Gadkari after Lok Sabha 2024.
मेरे समय चुनाव में 3.5 लाख नाम जो अब मुझे ध्यान में आया जो मेरे वोटर है वो काटे गए थे। सच्चाई ये थी कि 3.5 लाख नाम काटे गए थे और जो मेरे वोटर थे मेरे भांजे का काटा, ऐसे मेरे परिवार के भी लोगों के काटे। तो ये जो 3.5 लाख वोटर है वो फिर से अंदर आए।
Biased election umpiring was a charge that was made by Mahavikas Aghadi after Maharashtra verdict.
Large numbers of deletions from voter lists in the Maharashtra elections in the 5-month period between the Lok Sabha elections and the Assembly elections. This en masse, blanket, collective deletion applications smacks of great suspicion and distrust.
Attack on poll panel working in collusion with the incumbent by opposition. Grapes gone sour post-electoral loss or genuine fear of institutions being compromised. That's the top focus on To The Point.
Good evening, viewers. You're watching To The Point, and that is exactly the question that we're going to be posing on To The Point this evening. But news break just coming in at the back of Arvind Kejriwal's press conference. The Delhi poll dangle has only escalated. The poll body has fact-checked Arvind Kejriwal. Now, Arvind Kejriwal from the Aam Aadmi Party had claimed 11,000 voters removed from the list. Now, poll body has said only 494 deletion requests received from the BJP. Arvind Kejriwal accused BJP of removing over 11,000 voters, especially from the constituency of Shahdara. But the poll panel has now got back saying that the request from the Bharatiya Janata Party was only for 494 deletion requests. So this is the answer of the EC where Arvind Kejriwal's claims are concerned. But let's take that question to our panelists this evening. Joining me before we cut across to Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Priyanka Kakkad, Chief National Spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party. We have S.Y. Quraishi, former Chief Election Commissioner of India. Beginning with Mr. S.Y. Quraishi. Mr. S.Y. Quraishi, appreciate you joining us. My first question, sir. The Aam Aadmi Party today made some very, very grave allegations. Illegal removal of names from voter list. It's something that was echoed by Nitin Gadkari as well, where he said that in Lok Sabha 2024, 3 lakh voters were deleted from his constituency. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party, though, claims that this has happened with the collusion of the BJP and the Election Commission. Do you think it's even possible?
You know, removal or deletion of names from the voter list has been the concern of Election Commission itself ever since I can remember. And even in my days, and even before Mr. Kejriwal became the Chief Minister, it happened that some names are missing. And Election Commission's concern is that we have millions of staff under us, and all of them cannot be honest. Many of them may be politically aligned, maybe some may be corrupt. So, which is why we created an institution first of BLO, booth level officer, who is a school teacher, lived in your village. You know him or her, he or she knows you, so you can always go and check your role. At the same time, our staff, 1 million BLOs, but at one level we don't trust them, so we created an institution of booth level agents and asked all political parties to keep an eye on our BLO that he or she doesn't become partisan and maintain the electoral rolls honestly. But I'm very sorry to tell you, even after 12 years, the political parties do not appoint their BLAs. I used to ask them in my time, why is it that you are not appointing something of your interest? So, you know, if we appoint the BLA, the other party will steal them.
Okay.
If your workers are so easy to steal, so you have to look within. So the possibility that election commission itself worries about it.
So, Mr. Quraishi, before I bring in our political panelists, what you are saying is that the onus lies with political parties, and what is being alleged, at least where, the names being cut from voter list, is not with the connivance of the institution where the election commission is concerned. Am I correct?
No, I don't rule out anything, not in connivance, but there's maybe laxity, because the election commission concern, as I've already mentioned to you, that the election commission feels that the lower down staff can be bought, can be influenced by ideology or something or the other. So they keep on trying. Even the present election commission must have published, I don't know, I'm presuming, must have published such advertisements several times.
Okay. Mr. Quraishi, stay on with me. Let's bring in our two political panelists. I have with me Ms. Kakkar, Priyanka Kakkar, Chief National Spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, and National Spokesperson Sanju Verma from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Priyanka Kakkar, you just heard, former CEC, Mr. S.Y. Quraishi, he practically has said that, yes, no one is above board, even institutions of the one that he headed, but the onus lies on political parties. The EC has also come back with the claims made by your party chief, Arvind Kejriwal, saying not 11,000, as little as 400 votes. The request to cut these voter names from the BJP has come. So the figure of 11,000, which was put out by the Aam Aadmi Party, as per the Election Commission, is incorrect.
Preeti ji, good evening to you and all the fellow panelists and your viewers. Preeti ji, exactly goes to say what Arvind Kejriwal ji said in the press conference, that EC has only uploaded so many complaints, whereas we have a bureau of entirely 11,018 complaints to be exact. I can also give you the names. I can tell you the person who did the receiving in the Election Commission office, and the Election Commission has already proceeded to started the process of deleting these names. You see, now it becomes a little more clear why say an Ashok Lavasa said that the path to truth and honesty is so difficult when he gave the judgment against dissenting judgment against Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah ji. He was slated to become the CEC. That did not happen. Instead, he was welcomed by ED raids and tax raids. What happened subsequently? The Supreme Court said that the committee should definitely consist of the CJI, whoever appoints the election commissioner. That judgment was given a total bypass by the BJP government, and then two people, one prime minister and one person of his choice, a union cabinet minister and an LOP namesake. Anyways, it's a 2:1. What will happen, what will be the outcome, we all know. Maybe this is why it was diluted. Now, this is shocking. Not just this, we have read reports. The ADR data says that 6 lakhs vote, there's a discrepancy of 6 lakhs votes that were polled in the recently held Lok Sabha, or say the Maharashtra elections, where a village has completely, they decided that the results that the election commission showed were completely contrary to the sentiment in the village, and the village thought that they will do a ballot paper voting, and the Maharashtra police imposed a curfew there. This news also slightly came out. So what is happening?
Priyanka Kakkar, before I bring in Sanju Verma, let me ask you again. So you are saying, Priyanka Kakkar, because after the press conference held by Arvind Kejriwal today, the poll body has reacted, ma'am, and said only 494 deletion requests received, where voters taking off voter names from the rolls are concerned. Are you saying that the poll body is lying?
We have... Absolutely. They're lying through the teeth. The toothless tiger is lying through its teeth. 11,018 complaints we have. The worst is, we did a random checking of 500 of those 11,018 names. And what comes to light? We did a random checking of 500 people. 372 people are neither dead nor have they moved. Several of them were in our party office today. You may have seen the pictures with their voter ID cards. It is absolutely shocking that the EC is, previously it was perhaps toothless and now it is spineless.
These are grave allegations that you've made, Ms. Kakkar. I want to get in Sanju Verma into this conversation. Sanju Verma, we can get into the rhetorical of grapes are sour, this is a loser's attitude, or somebody who's fearing losing. But in a democracy, I would think both of you and I do believe that nobody, no institution needs to be above board. And something that was reiterated by Mr. Nitin Gadkari himself, to us, where he categorically said that there were 3 lakh votes deleted from his own constituency in Nagpur in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections.
Exactly.
Preeti, now I did not interject the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, and I also saw that you gave her uninterrupted 4 minutes.
Ma'am, I'll give you as much.
So please, you've already started heckling. Can I finish, Preeti? Because I like to be on your debates because you give proportionate time. And let that be the case today also. First and foremost, without looking at Google, Priyanka Thakkar should look up and say, does she even know what is the population of Shahdara? I'm sure she's Googling now. Priyanka Thakkar, do you know what is the population of Shahdara? Bina Google dekhiye, bataiye madam. Aapko nahi pata, because I know that you are not only toothless, spineless, but you're illiterate too. And I'll tell you why, Preeti. Why the population of Shahdara is important. The latest numbers say...
Ma'am, allow her to talk and I'll come back to you for a rebuttal. Let's play it like that. Can I get Sanju Verma? We'll allow her to... Ma'am, I'll allow you to complete and then I'll go for a rebuttal to Ms. Kakkar. Go ahead, make your point. I'm not heckling you. I'm just giving you the space. Go ahead.
An Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson sits on Preeti Chaudhary's show, a highly watched show. She has the audacity to call the Election Commission toothless and spineless. And when we call this Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, Priyanka Thakkar, toothless, spineless and illiterate, she has the audacity to tell me, oh, Sanju Verma, don't get personal with me. If you can't stand the heat, don't get into the kitchen. If you abuse the Election Commission, I will show you the mirror. Now, second point, Preeti.
Ma'am, I'll come back to you. Don't interject. I will come back to you. Can I just get Sanju Verma and then I'll go to Priyanka Kakkar and I'll also bring in Mr. Quraishi. Go ahead, ma'am. Make your point.
Thank you. Preeti, thank you. Preeti, now your audience needs to know this very clearly. The entire population of Shahdara constituency is not small. It is to the tune of 9.58 lakh people. Now, out of these 9.58 lakh people, the BJP says, yes, we have written to the Election Commission asking for deletion of 494 people, which means out of the total constituency population of 9.58 lakh, हमने सिर्फ 0.051 population जो है उनके electoral rolls का deletion.
Okay, Sanju Verma, there's a problem. There is a problem with your... there's a problem with her output. There's a problem with her network. We're going to try and fix that. Priyanka Kakkar, I'll come back to you. But let me also take a quick question from S.Y. Quraishi, who is with us. And then we'll go back to Sanju Verma and we'll bring you in for a rebuttal. Mr. Quraishi, the fact is multiple questions have been raised on the transparency of how the Election Commission works. It's not just this time in the case of Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party. At the back of the Maharashtra win, there is a petition now pending with the EC of what the Congress went to them for, where they said that there was an unprecedented increase in the number of voters in the 5-month period from Lok Sabha to Vidhan Sabha. Would you reckon that questioning the credibility of the EC, of course the opposition is doing, but on the part of the EC itself, it needs to be a little less opaque?
There are both things that, but at the same time, I would say that I've been asking the EC to be more vocal and communicative. So the whole nation is discussing something, and the one who should be speaking on it is silent. And I've been telling them that silence is not your option. Instead of Preeti and I discussing it, in the whole nation discussing it, what is the figure, whether names were deleted deliberately, it is the EC who should come out with an explanation. While they quiet by their silence, they allow the speculation of all kinds to spread.
Okay.
And which is not good, because people's trust in the Election Commission used to be very, very high. And I'm very sorry to say and admit that it has taken a beating recently, and partly because of omissions and commission, and more because of lack of communication.
All right, okay. I think we have Sanju Verma back. We'll go to her and then we'll cut across back to Priyanka Kakkar for a rebuttal on Sanju Verma. We have her back. Sanju Verma, you know, to add to what you were saying, and I'll come in for a rebuttal, the Aam Aadmi Party is not alleging that 494 voters were omitted from the rolls or are being omitted. The Aam Aadmi actually claims it's to the tune of 11,000. The EC, of course, says it's 494.
Thank you, Preeti.
Go ahead.
Now, assume that what Arvind Kejriwal is saying is true. Assume that from Shahdara constituency, 11,018 people, they find their names deleted. Even then, it is just 1.14% of the total Shahdara population of 9.58 lakh people. Now, Arvind Kejriwal himself has admitted we did a random check of 500 out of these 11,018 names, which means Kejriwal has done a random check of just 4.54% of this 11,018, and by doing a random check, he has already come to the audacious conclusion that Election Commission is mala fide. That is my point number one. My second point, Preeti, is very important. I want to ask the Aam Aadmi Party through your show. I want to ask Arvind Kejriwal, have you completely filled up form number 7 and have you submitted form number 7 to the electoral registration officer? Point number 1. Point number 2, have you filed a complaint citing Rule 12 of the Election Commission Rules of 1961 saying that names have been deleted? So, Kejriwal ji, आपके पास दो option है. Fill in form 7, go to drama on TV and go to the electoral registrar's office and file a complaint citing Rule 12 of the Election Commission.
I'm going to bring in.
Okay,
now I'm going to bring in the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. But Sanju Verma, there are two things to it. You know, I understand 11,000 is not too many votes, but every vote matters when a democracy comes into question, and I think you do agree. Secondly, I'll circle back to you on the question that was raised not by the Congress, not by the Aam Aadmi Party, but Nitin Gadkari, your own party person, who did say that 3 lakh votes, and he didn't understand how that happened, and he has raised that question, was cut from his constituency during Lok Sabha. We'll come back to that as well. But Priyanka Kakkar, you want to come in and maybe answer all the charges that have been leveled by Sanju Verma? Can we just get Priyanka Kakkar? Can we get her?
No, they are not charges. They are not charges. There are bad arguments that Sanju Verma made. She said it's okay if only this is the electorate size and only these many were deleted. That's a very poor and pathetic argument. Last election, we won the Shahdara constituency by 5,200 votes. And this election, quite surprisingly, 11,1800 is the number of applications that the BJP Karyakartas have filed without any local stand-eye through Section 7 that inka naam delete kar diya jaye, and the Election Commission has only uploaded a meager number of these many applications. This is quite an appalling revelation. This is quite a big revelation, and one has to question the Election Commission.
But Ms. Kakkar, Ms. Verma also made a claim that the sample size that the Aam Aadmi Party looked at was 500 and made a larger assumption of 11,000. Where did you reach that conclusion?
No, we have these applications. There's more khulasa we will do, Preeti, in the coming days. This is just one constituency. We are a very diligent party. We do our hard work. And let me tell you, a person from the BJP only gave all this information in the first place to begin with. And the investigation done by us found out his claims to be correct. Now, secondly, Sanju Verma ji is also I don't know how many votes do you think, Preeti ji, are okay that can be deleted? Not a single one. You see, every time we see these pictures coming in that, oh, mere paas mera voter ID card tha, par mujhe vote nahi dalne diya. We see those visuals around the election every time. And this is perhaps a BJP strategy. This is perhaps why the election commissioner, appointment of election commissioner was diluted. This is perhaps why there were investigations on honest officers like Lavasa. So this has to be investigated. The Election Commission is answerable. I do not see why BJP is in such a defensive against the Election Commission.
All right, okay. Sanju Verma, please come in. 2 questions, ma'am. Number 1, party due diligence needs to be made, and it's nothing wrong with the political party going and looking at the rolls before an election, rather than what usually happens is crying foul post an election. So this actually is great in, democracy-wise, because then you cannot take this grouse after the election results are declared. Number 1, do respond to the questions raised by your counterpart. And second, it's not just the Aam Aadmi Party, Sanju Verma. Your own state, Nitin Gadkari, raised exactly the same issue of 3 lakh votes.
You know, Preeti, today I've heard Nitin Gadkari's name at least 6 times. I'm glad to know that today Nitin Gadkari is being invoked by Arvind Kejriwal and his darbaris on national television to justify their ridiculous claims. This is the same Nitin Gadkari जिसके खिलाफ अरविंद केजरीवाल ने इतना कुछ कहा था. Finally, Kejriwal with folded hands had to plead in front of Gadkari saying मुझे माफ कर दीजिए, criminal defamation case वापस ले लीजिए. This is the same Nitin Gadkari who at a recent public platform last year said यदि भारतीय राजनीति में एक ड्रामेबाज है वो केजरीवाल है. इसलिए नितिन गडकरी की स्टेटमेंट्स को आइसोलेशन में ना देखा जाए. But I will come to the moot point, Preeti. Yes, everybody has a right to question any institution. But what I take strong offense to, Preeti, is that after 2014, when the Bharatiya Janata Party wins, beat Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Maharashtra, Election Commission की जो क्रेडिबिलिटी है उसकी धज्जियां उड़ाने की कोशिश करते हैं कौन लोग जिनकी खुद की क्रेडिबिलिटी की धज्जियां उड़ चुकी हैं. Let me make this very clear to your audience that the Aam Aadmi Party can see the writing on the wall. They have been in power for the longest time. They have had an average vote share of more than 50. We've had a vote share of more than 55% in Lok Sabha. They've had an average vote share of more than 40 to 43% in the assembly elections. But despite ruling Delhi for the longest time, बदबूदार पानी आता है तो हरियाणा की गलती है. वेदर पोल्यूशन प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं होता है तो एलजी की गलती है. दिल्ली लीकर स्कैम में केजरीवाल इज आउट ऑन बेल, ही इज नॉट बीन डिक्लेयर्ड इनोसेंट. मनीष सिसोदिया इज आउट ऑन बेल, नॉट डिक्लेयर्ड इनोसेंट. सत्येंद्र जैन आउट ऑन बेल, नॉट डिक्लेयर्ड इनोसेंट. संजय सिंह आउट ऑन बेल, नॉट डिक्लेयर्ड इनोसेंट. बट गलती किसकी है? नॉट सुप्रीम कोर्ट की, नरेंद्र मोदी और अमित शाह की गलती है. जब पराली बर्निंग केस होता है गलती किसकी है? एलजी की. Arvind Kejriwal stands for zero accountability.
All right.
Arvind
I'm going to give you now
everything that is
and
wrong
please
with
honor
Indian
it,
politics.
1 minute each on either sides to close your case. But you know, Sanju Verma, you made a point that why am I constantly invoking Nitin Gadkari? I'm not. You know, it's the Congress who also went to the Election Commission, and Nitin Gadkari is what he said against the Aam Aadmi Party is between the Aam Aadmi Party and Nitin Gadkari, but he did raise a question which should worry the Election Commission, that 3 lakh votes were deleted from his constituency. It should worry you, Sanju Verma, because he's from your own political party, that 3 lakh votes were deleted. Having said that, 1 minute each. Priyanka, please go ahead, and then 1 minute to Sanju Verma.
See, one thing I wanted to say that she made a very poor argument again to say that Arvind Kejriwal should not come and do this khulasa in front of the media, but he should go and get the names of those 11,000, 1,800 names done in the electoral list. We will do whatever action needs to be taken, but therein lies the answer. She's saying, "Hum to katwa denge, aap jaake judwa lo." You have that option. That is her argument. One. Secondly, she has. I mean, you asked a very pointed question, Preeti ji, that Nitin Gadkari ji said that 3 lakh votes were deleted from his constituency. She went everywhere but did not answer that. Thirdly, she is constantly protecting her party, her lies, and saying it's okay agar itna sa bhi point, agar itna sa bhi vote kat jaye, thoda sa bhi vote kat jaye to chalta hai.
Sanju Verma, please
no
come in.
answer. No answer.
Okay. Ma'am, allow the other person now. Go ahead, Sanju Verma, please reply.
Yeah. Preeti, Hindi में कहावत है, गिरगिट मौसम देखकर रंग बदलती है. But for Arvind Kejriwal and his acolytes and darbaris, I will say केजरीवाल साहब तो मौका देखकर रंग बदलते हैं. He is an opportunist and nothing more and nothing less, period. हम तो जी राजनीति बदलने आए हैं. When there was dengue in 2016 in Delhi, he was busy treating his throat infection at Jindal Clinic in Bengaluru, and he said, हमसे ना हो पाएगा. At the height of COVID second wave, Amit Shah and Narendra Modi helped Delhiites from falling down like a pack of cards. Kejriwal said, मुझसे तो ना हो पाएगा. So Priyanka Kakkar, please stop saying Sanju Verma's arguments are pathetic. थोड़ा पढ़ लिख कर आया करो debate पर. You guys are going to lose Delhi. Please start packing your bags.
All right. Okay, that's all the time that we have for right now. I thank both the ladies for joining us. Thank you, S.Y. Quraishi. I should have come back to you for a question, but apologies there. We leave it at that and we'll leave it to our viewers. But one thing we'll tell them. If you're in Delhi and whichever side of the political divide that you might stand, go there and check your vote before you go there on voting day. See that your name is on the rolls, because don't then come back after polling is done and say it wasn't there. Check it beforehand. And where the EC is concerned, well, viewers, I think we all must hold in a democracy there is no institution which is above board of questioning.